What's going on? Big A, and this week I'm here to talk to you about WandaVision. So I started watching WandaVision on Disney Plus when it first started, and to be honest, I was just enjoying the concept. Like when it was there, I was just like, I wasn't expecting anything from it. I didn't know whether it would be a slow burner or not, and I was just hoping that it was. But for some reason, I got the feeling that everyone wanted kind of way more too soon, too early. Essentially, like people were going, it's not a good show or anything like that, and saying it didn't have enough action in it, and just weird like criticisms. Whereas the show turned out to be a slow burner, and you just had to wait for things to happen because we weren't given any context as to what's going on. So you were just supposed to enjoy the concept until the actual characters in the show were then we actually learn kind of like what they learn in essence. They show us like the episodes that we've seen, but in the context of these people in the Marvel Universe trying to solve what's going on. And I think that's what made it kind of really interesting for me, and it kind of elevated the show once it got to those later episodes there. So I actually think, like, as a whole, it's actually doing pretty well. I think a lot of people have come around to it, but I think we live in an age of expecting way too much way soon, when sometimes you just need to wait, and then eventually like the answers will come. And I'm hoping this kind of feeling kind of carries through to the other Marvel shows. I hope it's not like just giving us everything we want straight away, because then that would be, we'd just be getting what we wanted and we wouldn't be kind of like introduced to anything new, and it would just feel like we're just doing kind of action for the sake of action. I feel like there will be way more action in WandaVision, but the fact that there's not, and they're going through this whole kind of like situation comedy thing, I think has been great. My favorite episode has to be the Halloween episode, because it had super strong Malcolm in the Middle vibes from the very beginning. That intros that they created, the font and all that, it just made me think Malcolm in the Middle 100%. And I could tell everyone else did as well, because I could see online. Apparently, I think Malcolm in the Middle rather, was trending on Twitter the day the episode aired. And I'm really looking forward to the next episode. And I hear I think the last two or the last three episodes are going to be an hour long each. So stuff will go down and it will be cool. I'm also looking forward to like the Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier as well. I'm hoping that's really good. I kind of like the fact that it's kind of like buddy comedy. They don't get on, but they have to work together. I love kind of the idea of that, and I like the trailer for it as well. But back to WandaVision though, the sky's the limit, because they've done some really cool stuff in that show so far, and there's a fair amount of mysteries going on, and I think they're going to be answered. And spoilers, there are spoilers for WandaVision, so if you haven't watched the show, do go and watch that before hearing me speak, because in the next 5 seconds I'm going to spoil something quite major. So getting Evan Peters back to play Quicksilver, but in a different context, was like crazy. I was like, when that happened, I was like, they've just done the most meta commentary on like casting ever, and I just couldn't believe it. I thought it was like such a great idea to do it. I was like, they are toying with this and they're taking a mick now, because with Disney owning Fox, you just kind of like, what the hell? So, but yeah, that was dope. I don't know who the villain is. I have no idea. People have their theories, and some people are like, oh, I've read House of M, so I know who it is, and all this kind of business. And I'm like, well, I've read House of M, and I don't have a flipping idea as to who it could possibly be. I think whatever we get, it will be very interesting and lead into kind of further MCU stuff. I think phase 4 we're in now, I think it's starting off quite interesting. It could always go downhill, because, you know, it depends as to where they're going with some of the other shows for characters that haven't been in any of the movies as of yet. But the sky is the limit. There is really big potential for the Marvel shows to be, well, kind of the best thing on streaming essentially. But WandaVision, me personally, I think, I don't know if I'll give it an A, but I'd give it a very, very high B, just because it did what it said what it was going to do. It paid homage to sitcoms throughout the decade, or decades rather. And yeah, I think it's been dope so far. So I don't know why anyone was whinging to begin with, because they really shouldn't have been. Let me know as to what you think of WandaVision, and as to whether you're going to watch any of the other Marvel shows, or if there's any Marvel shows that you want to see that they haven't announced yet. Do all the things, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.